Hello students, we are discussing solutions. So far we have discussed different types of the solutions, then solubility we have discussed. We have also discussed Raoult's law. I would like to quickly revise Raoult's law. We had seen that in a solution, the vapor pressure of a component, of a volatile component, is equal to is equal to vapor pressure of that component, of the pure component, multiplied by its mole fraction in the solution. Similarly, if there are two components, then the vapor pressure of the first volatile component P1 is equal to P10 into X1. Similarly, if there is another component, then its vapor pressure is given as P2 is equal to P20 into X2. What is P20? P20 is the vapor pressure of that component when it is pure. Vapor pressure of that pure component means what? जर हा एकच कंपोनंट समजा फर्स्ट कंपोनंट आहे, फर्स्ट कंपोनंटच फक्त आपण घेतला तर त्या सेम टेम्परेचरला त्याचा काय वेपर प्रेशर असेल, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ द प्युअर कंपोनंट. ओके, सो दिस इज युअर राउल्ट्स लॉ ऑफ वेपर प्रेशर. आता एखाद्या सोल्युशन मध्ये समजा एकच वोलॅटाईल कंपोनंट आहे, दुसरा कंपोनंट जो आहे तो नॉन वोलॅटाईल कंपोनंट आहे. मग त्या केसमध्ये जो वेपर प्रेशर राहील तो फक्त या वोलॅटाईल कंपोनंटचाच राहणार. नॉन वोलॅटाईल कंपोनंट विल नॉट वेपराइज, तो वेपराइजच होणार नाही. त्याच्यामुळे देर विल बी नो वेपर प्रेशर ड्यू टू दॅट नॉन वोलॅटाईल कंपोनंट. सो दिस इज युअर राउल्ट्स लॉ. नाउ टुडे वी विल डिस्कस आयडियल अँड नॉन आयडियल सोल्युशन. आयडियल सोल्युशन काय आहे आणि नॉन आयडियल सोल्युशन काय आहे. So let us first discuss ideal solution. See, ideal solution काय असतो? If a solution obeys Raoult's law we have discussed just now. So if any solution obeys Raoult's law over the entire range of concentrations, then we say that that solution is an ideal solution. So it obeys Raoult's law over entire range of concentration. See, जेव्हा आपण एखादा सोल्युशन फॉर्म करतो तेव्हा काय होणार, समजा बायनरी सोल्युशन आहे. बायनरी सोल्युशन ॲज यू आर अवेअर इज मेड अप ऑफ टू कंपोनंट्स. तर दोन कंपोनंट्स आहेत, समजा कंपोनंट ए आणि कंपोनंट बी. नाउ व्हेन द सोल्युशन विल बी फॉर्म, जेव्हा सोल्युशन फॉर्म करणार आपण तेव्हा ए आणि बी दोन्ही मॉलिक्युल्स इथं प्रेझेंट आहेत. त्याच्यात होणार काय, इंटरॅक्शन बघा. ए आणि ए मध्ये सुद्धा इंटरॅक्शन राहणार त्यांच्या सिमिलर मॉलिक्युल्स मध्ये. बी मध्ये सुद्धा इंटरॅक्शन राहणार. सिमिलरली आता ए आणि बी, नाउ ए अँड बी बोथ आर मिक्स्ड नाउ, सो देयरफॉर देयर विल बी न्यू टाइप ऑफ इंटरॅक्शन, दॅट इज ए बी टाइप ऑफ इंटरॅक्शन्स. मग याला समजा इफ वी कन्सिडर दिस ॲज द सॉल्यूट, इफ वी कन्सिडर दिस ॲज द सॉल्व्हेंट, then the intermolecular interaction between the solute solvent and solvent particles or solute and solvent molecules are comparable. म्हणजे जेवढा यांच्यात इंटरमॉलिक्युलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रॅक्शन राहणार किंवा यांच्यात जेवढा इंटरमॉलिक्युलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रॅक्शन राहणार, ऑलमोस्ट कंपेरेबल लेवलमध्ये, ऑलमोस्ट कंपेरेबल रेंजमध्ये ह्या दोघांमधले इंटरॅक्शन सुद्धा राहणार. सो देयरफॉर in ideal solutions, all these three types of the interactions, intermolecular interactions, are comparable. So intermolecular interactions, solute solvent, solute solvent, intermolecular interactions are comparable. So they are nearly of the same range. Therefore, it is not affecting, even after mixing the two components, their intermolecular forces are remaining undisturbed. The third important point is the enthalpy of mixing. Enthalpy of mixing is equal to 0. What does it mean? See, we are mixing two components to form a binary solution. We are mixing a solute and solvent together. Now, due to the mixing of this solute and solvent together, there is no change in the enthalpy. That means heat is neither being absorbed nor it is being evolved. So, delta H, enthalpy change, that is accompanying the mixing of these two components, is equal to 0. The fourth point is volume of mixing, or the change in the volume due to the mixing of these two components is 0. What does that mean? See, suppose the volume of component A is X, volume of component B is Y. So on mixing X and this A and B, the volume of the solution that is resulting out of it will be X plus Y. Okay, if this happens, then we call that solution is an ideal solution. Then the last point is the vapor pressure of the solution is between the components. Okay, is between that of components. So the vapor pressure of the resulting solution lies in between the vapor pressures of the two components. If these criteria are followed, then we say that the solution that is resulting due to the mixing of these two components is an ideal solution. ह्या जर क्रायटेरिया फुलफिल झाल्या दोन कंपोनंट्सना आपण जेव्हा मिक्स करतो सोल्युशन बनवण्यासाठी तेव्हा तर आपण म्हणतो की जो काही सोल्युशन बनतो याच्यामुळे तो सोल्युशन कसा असणार आयडियल सोल्युशन. सी व्हॉट आर दोज क्रायटेरिया? आय क्विकली रिवाइज देम. So it obeys, ideal solution is the solution that obeys Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration. Second one is solute-solute, solvent-solvent, solute-solvent interactions are, intermolecular interactions are comparable. Third one is enthalpy of mixing is 0. Fourth one, volume of mixing, that is the volume change that results due to the mixing of the different components is equal to 0. Fifth point is vapor pressure of the solution, of the resulting solution, is between the vapor pressure of the components. So this is what is ideal solution. Now let us see what is a non-ideal solution. This is quite easy topic. I hope you are completely understanding it. Non-ideal solution. Okay, non-ideal solution मध्ये काय होणार? First point is it does not obey Raoult's law over the entire range of concentrations. Raoult's law completely follow करत नाही असे solution. So do not obey Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration. Range of concentrations. Second point is, see, now we are mixing these two components to form a binary solution. So the interactions between solute-solute, solute-solvent and solvent-solvent, they are not comparable. So interactions solute-solute, solvent-solvent, solute-solvent, interactions are not comparable. Third one is, बघा enthalpy of mixing या केस मध्ये 0 राहत नाही. Enthalpy of mixing is not equal to 0. I have already described what is enthalpy of mixing. So enthalpy of mixing in this case is not equal to 0. Next one is volume of mixing delta V, change in the volume is not equal to 0. That means what? There is some change in the volume due to the addition of the two components. Then the last one is the vapor pressure of the solution is more than or lesser than the components. Okay, so vapor pressure of the resulting solution is either greater than or it is lesser than that of the pure components. So these are the characteristics of a non-ideal solution. So I'll quickly revise this. In case of non-ideal solutions, they do not obey Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration. Then solute-solute, solvent-solvent and solute-solvent interactions are not comparable. Then enthalpy of mixing is not equal to 0. Volume change, there is volume change resulting from the mixing of the two components. So delta V mix is not equal to 0. Then vapor pressure of the solution, vapor pressure of the resultant solution is greater than or lesser than that of the pure component. So these are the properties of the ideal and non-ideal solutions. Now let us discuss. See, we have discussed that in case of non-ideal solutions, there is deviation from the Raoult's law. We have seen that there is a deviation from the Raoult's law. So deviation from the Raoult's law can be positive or negative. The deviations can be positive deviations or negative deviations. So let us see what do we mean by positive deviations. What happens in a positive deviation? When the positive deviations result, these are positive deviations from Raoult's law. See, Raoult's law is about the vapor pressure. Now vapor pressure depends upon the tendency of a component to vaporize. Now when there will be positive interaction, positive deviation, that means the vapor pressure now will be greater than what is projected by the Raoult's law. Now when the vapor pressure will be more, the vapor pressure will be more when the interactions, now we have mixed two components, right? So say A and B. So there will be AA interactions, BB interactions and AB interaction. Now this were there in any case in the pure components. Now these new type of interactions, if these intermolecular interactions are weaker, then what will happen? Then their tendency to vaporize will be greater. Therefore, positive deviations from the Raoult's law happen when the intermolecular interactions between the solute and solvent are weaker than the solute-solute and solvent-solvent interactions. So these deviations are observed when solute-solvent intermolecular interactions are weaker than the solute-solute, and solvent-solvent interactions. So when this is there, then there will be positive deviations. Now what happens in positive deviation? When there is a positive deviation, the vapor pressure is greater than the vapor pressures of the pure components. So the vapor pressure of solution is greater than the vapor pressure of components. Vapor pressure of components. Okay, I'll just tell you an example before I show you graphically. Example of this is ethanol plus acetone. If you mix ethanol and acetone, then the resultant solution shows positive deviations from the Raoult's law. Similarly, ethanol plus CS2, carbon disulfide, this solution also gives positive deviation from the Raoult's law. So easy to remember also, ethanol, in both the cases there is ethanol and acetone, ethanol and carbon disulfide. See, now I will tell you graphically what exactly happens. We are taking vapor pressure on this side, vapor pressure, and here we are taking mole fraction. Here the component x1 is equal to 0. That means here there is no first component is not present. X2 is equal to 1. So the vapor pressure of x1 will be 0 here because it is not present only. Here x1 is equal to 1 and x2 is equal to 0. See, in case of x1, the vapor pressure will go on increasing because its percentage is increasing. Here x2 is 0 here, so there is no vapor pressure. Now as its concentration increases from right to left, the vapor pressure goes on increasing. Now we are assuming that the second component is more volatile as compared to first. That is why its vapor pressure is greater as compared to the first one. Now what happens? This is showing positive deviation. So see, the vapor pressure now will not be this one, but it will be this one. This is the vapor pressure of first component. This is the vapor pressure of the second component, is P2. Now as you are aware that the vapor pressure of the solution in the ideal case should have been this, but now the vapor pressure of the solution is this one. It shows positive deviation. So pressure P is equal to P1 plus P2. This is the total pressure. So this is the positive deviation from the Raoult's law. See, here we are considering numerous solutions with different concentration. Here we have taken a solution in which this first component is not present only second component is present. So what will be the vapor pressure of that component? The first component 0. Now as we are going from left to right, the amount of the first component we are gradually increasing, whereas the second component, mole fraction of it, we are gradually reducing. Here its mole fraction is 0. So what is happening is vapor pressure is gradually increasing. Okay. So this is the positive deviation from the Raoult's law. Now let us discuss negative deviations from Raoult's law. Just as positive deviations result when the solute-solvent interactions are weaker, negative deviations result when the solute-solvent interactions are stronger as compared to the solute-solute and solvent-solvent interaction. So this results when solute-solvent interactions as intermolecular interactions are stronger. They are stronger. Okay. Then here the vapor pressure of the solution, what will happen to the vapor pressure of the solution? So vapor pressure of the solution will be lesser than the components. Okay, I'll tell you an example of that. Example is aniline and phenol. So aniline and phenol, in case of this solution, it exhibits negative deviation. It shows negative deviations from Raoult's law. Okay, I'll just show you graphically. Like in the previous case, here x1 is equal to 0, here x1 is equal to 1, here x2 is equal to 1, x2 is equal to 0. Okay. So vapor pressure of the first component should have been like this, second component should have been like this, and that of the solution should have been like this. But it is showing this is vapor pressure and this is the mole fraction. Okay. Now it shows negative deviation, so its vapor pressure will be something like that. Its vapor pressure will be something like this, and the vapor pressure of the resulting solution will be something like this. So vapor pressure of the resulting solution is lesser as compared to the vapor pressure of the pure component. This is the negative deviation from Raoult's law. So we have discussed the concepts of an ideal and non-ideal solution. In case of ideal solution, we have discussed the criteria that it obeys Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration, whereas a non-ideal solution does not. Here enthalpy of mixing is 0. In case of non-ideal solution, enthalpy of mixing as well as volume of mixing is not equal to 0. Then there are two cases for non-ideal solutions. They may show positive deviations from the Raoult's law, they may show negative deviation from the Raoult's law. In case of positive deviations, their vapor pressure of the resulting solution will be greater than the vapor pressure of the components, and in case of negative deviations, the vapor pressure of the resulting solution is lesser as compared to the vapor pressure of the pure components. So this is about ideal and non-ideal solution. In the next lecture, we will learn a very important topic, that is colligative properties. Thank you very much.